Zach here, Underground Safari, and it's been just an incredible 72 hours. I've got 33 packages I gotta take to my local post office. Hopefully they're not mad at me, but I'm a good customer, so nonetheless, it's money. Gonna be traveling up to Southern Colorado today, gonna hit that 3 thrift store loop that I love to make, see if I can't find some good clothing, maybe some hard goods, possibly even some shoes to resell for profit. So follow along. All right, so the post office ladies were super chill about me dropping off over 30 packages, especially after just having a holiday yesterday. So I'm gonna go ahead and hump the rest of these out and get on the road. All right, always save your IKEA bags. They're super helpful for lugging in your parcels. My shameless plug for Paul and Faith, the creators of My Reseller Genie. I don't work for My Reseller Genie, but I strongly believe in their product. It helped me to get lined out with my bookwork and keeping track of my expenses as well as my sales and everything that goes with reselling. So thanks, Paul and Faith. Appreciate you guys. So this is actually truly my best weekend reselling. I've never sold that many packages, items, garments, clothing, shoes, hard goods, you name it, in that short of a period. Hard work has led up to this. I've been stowing away really great quality clothing and shoes for quite some time now. And now that we're moving into Q4, I feel like all the hard work's paying off right now. I'm seeing an uptick in a lot of the good, expensive things I like to source to resell. So make sure you got a plan of attack. If you're doing clothes, remember it's a seasonal game. You got to be willing to dig hard in the off season for clothes that you probably aren't going to sell right away. Stash them, create a seasonal death pile if you can, and that'll just help you. So when you start fading into a new type of season or a new part of the year, you'll have a lot that you can transition to listing. So gonna go ahead and boogie up to Northern Colorado. Again, I'm running late. Work has just been so busy. I've had a hard time being on point with getting to the places I want to source goods from on time. That's all right. Happy to be busy, happy to be prospering. So gonna go ahead and haul butt down the road, do some time traveling. So back here again at the Durango Goodwill. Hopefully it's a little better. Hadn't been worth a darn the last few weeks. We'll see what we can find. Good morning. Good, you? Good. Came back immediately to the jacket aisle. Gonna spin through the heavier clothing racks and then work my way to the lighter clothing racks, and we'll go from there. I came across this No Bull shirt, and it's a nice lighter performance material. The shirt's only like $3, but it has some stains, so I'll probably skip it. I found this women's steel flannel. I've sold some men's steel clothing before, but I'm gonna have to look this one up. I don't know how well the women's line sells. I also found this Wrangler men's 2XL pearl snap flannel. It's a little bit pricey, but I might just grab it. It's that time of year that this kind of stuff sells. I found this Mack Weldon Henley, and I've sold some Mack Weldon in the past. I'm gonna go ahead and look it up. So went ahead and put back the steel flannel as well as the Wrangler pearl snap. Both of them just don't have great sell-through rate, and I just want things that'll sell fast. So I'm gonna go ahead and probably part ways, look around a little bit more in the hard goods, and race over to the next thrift store. See what I can come up with. Time strike out here at the Durango Goodwill. That almost never happens. I'm just pickier and pickier with my money and where I want to invest it at, and that's all right. It's something that happens. It's something we all go through. Fortunately, there's still a couple other good thrift stores, so I'm gonna go haul butt over to them, see what I can find. So I got about 10 minutes before the next thrift opens. I'm gonna go ahead and grab some coffee. Just sitting outside of the La Plata County Humane Society thrift store. It's a thrift store I love to come up and hit up here, and it's got a couple more minutes till they open, but wanted to just really stress the importance of this subject one more time. Be very consistent with trying to keep track of your stuff. I can't stress this part enough. When I started reselling, I wasn't making receipts. I wasn't keeping track of some of the costs. I wasn't holding on to things I needed from my records. And it's probably because I just didn't think I'd have the success I ended up having. But after a couple months, when I realized that I was creating business nexus, that my little side hustle had turned into a very profitable business, I started taking that part of the game much more seriously. So Every day I have a little system in which I run my business, and every day I'm addressing my inventory, and I use a bookkeeping software called My Reseller Genie, but I also have my own separate spreadsheet I've created, and I do some data entry on that just to keep track of my inventory before I upload it to My Reseller Genie. So any way you go about it, the more order you have, the better. That part was a nightmare to try to get a hold of once I realized that I was really creating a successful business. So follow that tip. If you're getting into the game, it'll help you. It'll create less headaches in the future. So it looks like this place is about to open up. I'm gonna grab my coffee, gonna go in here and hopefully look for some good heavy winter jackets, hopefully for a good price, possibly some winter shoes and some discounted clothing. I don't know what's been going on up here lately. The last several weeks haven't been that prosperous, but nonetheless, thrifting and good quality stuff comes in waves. You just got to keep that positive mindset. And remember, if you don't find something good at one stop, that hopefully you will at the next. So gonna go ahead and make my move on in here and see what I can't find. So there's already some regulars assembling outside of this store. Just opened up, see what we can't come up with. All right, once again, hoping to find some good prices on premium jackets. So no luck in the heavy jackets. Gonna move on to the cheaper items and spin through this aisle, see if we can find any good quality shirts. I found some double knee pants. I'm gonna go ahead and check the size on them. They're priced up at about 14 bucks, but I usually can make some good money off these. Great sellers for me. All right, found my second pair. Gonna grab these as well. So I haven't been buying too many shoes at this thrift store. They've just become very expensive. So I found this women's Patagonia puffer. It does have a couple stains on it, and it's priced up. Kind of a gamble on this one. These jackets can be worth some money, but I'm not sure I can get it clean. And then I've also got this vintage quarter zip. It's Patagonia. It's only 8 bucks, which is kind of paying up for it. And then a women's merino wool sweater. It's also priced up, but anything merino is a good seller, so gonna grab all 3 of these probably. All right, so pretty good grab in there. I did, however, spend almost $70 on 5 items, but I got me a vintage Patagonia quarter, a Patagonia merino wool women's sweater, a Patagonia puffer, and 2 pair of Carhartt double knee pants in pretty good condition and pretty good size. I will share these with you and do a haul at the end. I'm at my last stop up here in Durango today. It's not that late in the morning, but this is generally the thrift store that's the smallest, and while it does have some great deals on clothing, it's probably the cheapest thrift store up here that sells clothing. If I don't get here early, a lot of times I don't find much, and while I'm super happy to find some of the things I found at the last stop, I definitely paid a premium for those goods, but that's okay. I'm not afraid to do that when it's really great brands, and Patagonia and Carhartt are 2 of my favorite sellers, and I generally sell those kind of clothes pretty easily. But I'm gonna creep in here, try to make it quick. I want to be out of here at a decent time, and I'm just gonna stay positive, and hopefully I'll find some stuff for a good price and help offset or make up for what I just paid up at the last store. So thanks for following. Again, I'll do a haul at the end and share with you all the things I sourced today to resell for profit. See if we have any luck at this establishment. All right, this vest is priced up, but it's a good grab, so I'm gonna snag it. All right, this Marmot men's raincoat is only 5 bucks. It's in good shape, so I'm gonna go ahead and grab it up. They do really good on nice premium running shoes here, sometimes dress shoes, just not seeing anything like that. Gonna make it quick, run through the kids' toys and get the heck out of Dodge. All right, this is a vintage Obermeyer all-wool sweater. It's got some stains on it and not the best brand, but sometimes you can sell stuff like this that's all wool for style rather than brand, so keep an eye out for all wool. So decided to just put the Marmot jacket back. Unfortunately, it had a big paint stain I didn't see down on the right hand side, but I did get the Ariat vest. It was paying up for the vest, but I will be able to get my money back. Probably only double my profit, maybe a little bit more, but Ariat's always a solid seller. I love selling their clothing regardless of what it is, men's or women. So not too bad today. I did pay up on a lot of the things I got, but what I got was good. So all in all, not a tremendously successful trip up here to Durango, but what I did get was some really great brands, and I'm happy about that. While I was sourcing goods at the last thrift store, I did field a call from one of the ladies that works at the church-ran thrift store right down the road from my house. She's always giving me leads on items I might be interested in buying, and she said they have a bag of Carhartt button-up shirts. I haven't necessarily ever done great on Carhartt button-up shirts, but for the price they sell them to me at, and because they're always good about letting me know when they have new stuff in stock, I'm gonna go ahead and run by there because it's on my way home anyways, and check it out and see if maybe there's something worth grabbing there, and I'll do, again, a haul at the end. So at my last stop of the day, it's, yes, my local church thrift store right down the road from my house. These ladies are always looking out for me, and the prices are just hard to beat here. So gonna go in and look at these shirts that I was notified about. Apparently they're Carhartt. I'm not sure I'll grab them, but sometimes I run into other stuff to pick from here. So if you've made it this far, please reach out there and hit that like button. I appreciate it. It helps me, it helps the algorithm, and it just helps to further promote my channel, which I'm passionate about. I will do a haul at the end. Thanks for tuning in. Let's see what we can come up with. Kind of a cool vintage mirror. So gonna go ahead and skip on these Carhartt shirts just because I don't do real good on their button-ups, and these are nice shirts, but unfortunately the outside embroidery just makes it a little harder to sell them, so I will pass on these. It's a pretty groovy women's blouse here. It's all mushrooms, pretty awesome. No luck down here at my local thrift store, but that's all right. I'm grateful for the heads up and them always looking out for me. I'm gonna go ahead and head down the road now, get back to the house and share with you the few things I bought today. As promised, I'll do that haul at the end. Alrighty, so I'm back home in northern New Mexico. Not a real great morning for thrifting the 3 thrift stores up in southern Colorado that I go to most, but nonetheless, I did find some incredible brands. I did have to pay up for them, but they're all brands that will sell and make my money back. I like to invest my money into brands that do that, and I suggest you really check your comps when you're buying items and don't go off of impulse. Try to go off the science and look things up. So I'm gonna go ahead and share these items with you and I'll get out of here. So here is my haul. I did have to pay up on almost every one of these items, but that's okay. A couple of them will help me to make my money back and make my money back pretty quickly. So I'm gonna go ahead and focus down here on these Carhartt double knee pants. Double knee Carhartt pants are a great seller for me. They sell often between $38 to sometimes $80, depending on how old they are, the colorway and the size, as well as condition. Both of these pair I had to pay $14 for. That's paying up quite a bit, especially because I can sometimes find them at garage sales for $3 to $5. But nonetheless, these were in incredible condition. I know how well these double knee pants sell and how desired they are, so I didn't mind paying up for them. I think the brown pair I'll probably be able to sell for right around 40 to 50 bucks if I'm patient. And then the gravel gray pair I'll probably be able to sell for a little bit more. I have found in reselling that the gravel gray Carhartt jackets and pants, as well as moss green, just seem to do a little better. I think it's because they're a little bit more rare, they're earth tones, they're more desirable. Nonetheless, still great pickups. So gonna go ahead and scan over here. One of my favorite work utility brands as well as Western wear brands is Ariat. Did pay a $15 for this vest, but it is a puffer style. It's insulated and it's rather heavy. I have not looked up the comps on this, but I just know Ariat well enough to know it'll sell. I'm not certain I'll triple my money on this, but hopefully I might be able to get somewhere between $40 to $48 on this vest. It's a good size, it's a good color, and it's pretty clean. So those are all things I'm trying to determine when I'm thinking about buying something to invest my money into to resell. So last 3 items I found today, it was a Patagonia party. I did pay a lot for these 3 items. Now, this item up here is a Patagonia Goose Down Puffer. This jacket was only $18. It was surrounded by many other jackets of lesser quality, crappier brands that were a lot more money. But this guy here has some stains on it, so I'm not certain I'll be able to get it cleaned up to perfect condition for used. But even if I can't get the stains out, I still sell Patagonia puffers in good condition and bad condition, so I'm not too worried about making my $18 back. If I can get this guy cleaned up, it might sell for somewhere between 45 to 80 bucks. I'm just kind of thinking that at the top of my head, but nonetheless, I'm going to go ahead and hit it with some OxyClean, let it soak for a while, be patient with it, and then go ahead and wash it. I'll assess the stains after I wash it before I dry it, and I may take it right back through that process again. Jackets like this are worth buying even if they're a little bit flawed, because there's just a desire for them. It's a great brand, and it is coming into winter, so people want this stuff. Now this is a vintage women's Patagonia quarter zip pullover. These are very collectible. I did pay up on this a whole $8, but it's pretty darn clean. I believe this is like early 90s, late 80s. I'd have to look it up and do a little bit more research on it. It's hard to say what I'll get out of this guy. I've sold some vintage quarter zips from Patagonia in the past. I've made anywhere from $38 to $350, depending on the age, the condition, and if they have a cool print. This is just a solid blue colorway, so it's probably not going to fetch me as much money, but because it is of vintage nature, it should be able to make me a profit. So hard to say what I'll make off of it. I'm shooting for somewhere between $35 to $50, hopefully. And then lastly, this is a modern women's Patagonia merino wool sweater. It is of lighter weight, but when I seen it was Patagonia and I seen it had 100% merino wool on the tag, I felt like it was probably worth investing $12 into. I don't know what I'll get out of this, but I'm pretty comfortable I'll make my money back and probably at least double my investment. I'm thinking I should probably get maybe around 30 bucks for it, maybe even a little bit more because it is merino. I'll just have to do a little bit of research. Nonetheless, this is my haul today. It was only several hours of thrifting. Southern Colorado's not been real great lately, but it comes in flows back and forth on how good the content or the quality of the goods that come into those stores are. So I'm staying patient. I'm always studying the game, looking for items that have good resale rates. And so if you did see me pass by something today that was worth value and I was clueless, please let me know in the comments. I love learning more about reselling. I appreciate you tuning in. If you like this video, please hit like, make a comment, or please subscribe. I appreciate it.